Hello and welcome back to part 2 of my Nurburgring adventure trip. If you haven't done already, make sure you check out part 1, which includes everything we got up to on the first day in Germany. So good morning from Apex once again. The hotel room was comfortable and we got a good night's sleep. Due to the private track day event, which was on at the Nurburgring yesterday, the village of Nurburg was extremely busy all day long. Not today, however. As you can see, barely any traffic around, which really highlights how remote the village is in reality if you exclude the racetrack. In the distance, however, I can hear the odd engine noise coming from the track, so something is driving around on it at high speed. Now, I've been told that it's one of the industry pool sessions, where various car manufacturers test their upcoming prototype models at high speed. So we'll go trackside and check this out later on. First, however, we're going to go and visit the medieval castle, which proudly overlooks the village and dominates its surroundings for miles. Now, if you're not even interested in history and ruins and that kind of thing, I'd still recommend it for the incredible views of the village and the multiple forests which go on as far as the eye can see. Plus, it's only €3 per person to enter. Take your time walking up the hill until you reach the main courtyard to the castle. As we're in Germany, the place is completely spotless and clean with no litter anywhere to be seen. Really puts the UK to shame. A very brief history of the castle. It dates from around 1100 AD and is built on top of an ancient volcanic basalt cone. Records suggest that the site was probably used as a Roman signalling station to protect the main Roman road which ran through the Eifel region nearby. Over the centuries since its construction, the castle has changed hands multiple times through wars and bloody battles, including the 30 Years' War, and on numerous occasions it's been deserted and fallen into ruin before being refurbished once again. Now today it stands proud, dominating the surrounding valley and is famous the world over. Anyway, enough about that. This isn't a history channel. Let's climb up the tower and check out the amazing views. Due to COVID rules, we only saw a handful of people on the entire site, and we pretty much had the whole castle to ourselves. Made it to the top of the tower and look at the view, it's absolutely incredible. Probably not best if you're a bit scared of heights. But you can see the GP track over here. There's Nurburg High Street, main straight over here, the Bilstein Bridge, Devil's Diner, the ED gas station, and then you've got the top bit of the ring there, I think it's Holland Act, and then the carousel somewhere over here. You've got Adenau, possibly that town over there. Incredible views, we're really high up as well. After finishing at the castle, we decided to go and visit the actual Nurburgring Boulevard and the main visitor centre. This is located about 1 kilometre outside of the main village and is the location which all sat-navs will direct you to. The entire site was created in the early 2000s, with the idea of it becoming a main theme park rivaling family destination. Now the site is huge and offers hotels, museums, an indoor go-kart track, a small shopping precinct and the occasional cinema screening. Due to there being no race events on today, as well as the COVID situation, the site was very quiet with only a handful of people around. On a race day, expect this place to be rammed. The original intention was to have a go on the indoor go-kart track. Oh well, maybe another year. So yeah, as we walk through here, this is the main boulevard, which today is eerily quiet. On the right hand side are a series of outlet shops and an esports cafe, as well as the entrance to the main grandstand seating. Now up top you may have already spotted from the outside is a huge roller coaster track, now unfortunately unused and unlikely to ever reopen. Here is some old footage of it in action. AMG have a small presence here, with their not particularly exciting unit containing a couple of cars, including this AMG GTR Black Falcon GT3 race car. It's a pity we couldn't see it up close, or any other AMG cars for that matter. After a good look around the place, which didn't actually take too long as most of it was shut, it was soon approaching time for lunch. We decided to leave the town of Nurburg and drive across to the nearby towns of Breitscheid and Adenau. Due to the sheer size of the Nurburgring track, the track is actually adjacent to those towns also, some 10 kilometers away. Now I had heard about a pizzeria called Ventisetta, which is just a stone throws away from the track, which is meant to be really good.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel.
And just before we headed over for lunch, time to record a quick intro to one of my videos under the giant Nurburgring sign, while getting photobombed by a passing biker. Now the Nurburgring has two exits in fact, with Breitscheid having its own exit, located around halfway around the lap of the ring. Now it's possible to come here during your lap, but if you actually exit the barriers in the car park, then your lap will be void. Otherwise you can simply drive back onto the track and continue your lap. I'm afraid we didn't take any video footage of the food, only this one photo, but I can confirm that the meal was excellent. Now the whole time we were having lunch, we could hear screeching tyres as prototype cars burned it around the track. Time for some prototype car spotting. Now simply cross the road and up the stairs. Now this takes place once or twice a week throughout the summer season, so even if there's no track day events on, you can still watch these cars racing around for free. Now if you haven't done already, check out my dedicated video on the prototype spotting, where I go through all the different cars I saw on the day. Now in addition to cars, I'm also into hiking and mountain biking, the great outdoors. As the track is mostly surrounded by dense forests, we thought it'd be a great way to see the local countryside, as well as get up close and personal to the track at various points along the way. From Nurburg High Street, if you walk up the hill to the corner known as T13, you can walk along a series of trails adjacent to the track. Again, the entire time we were doing this, prototype cars were passing us at great speed. Now it is possible to walk around the entire 13-mile racetrack through the various paths in the forest. Now we had the aim of walking all the way to Swedenkreuz, which is Swedish Cross, but we ran out of time and only walked around 3 kilometers before returning back. And after a couple of hours walking, before we knew it, it was already 5 PM and the day's TF session had already started. Now it never gets old watching all the different various random cars speeding past. The ultimate petrol head experience. Again, check my separate video which shows all the cars I saw at the TF session. So before we headed back to the hotel and nipped out for some food and drink, we headed over to ED petrol station to fill up the car and get some souvenirs. Now I couldn't resist sampling some of the local Nurburgring branded wine. Whatever you do, don't. It's shockingly bad. Back at Apex, the place was a hive of activity once again, with taxi laps coming and going. Inside the main reception barn, I noticed Shmee 150's Ford GT, parked up and looking excellent. We ended the evening with yet more Bitburger beers and another steak on the stone. When in Rome, eh? Now the following morning we drove from Germany all the way to Bruges in Belgium. Now Bruges is about halfway back to the UK, so we thought it'd be a great place to spend a couple of days soaking in the culture away from all things car related. Now the beauty of visiting the Nurburgring is its location. A couple of hours in all directions can get you to France, Belgium, Holland, Luxembourg and of course the rest of Germany. Next time I visit the amazing Nurburgring, we will of course combine it with a visit to another country. Okay, so now let's discuss how much the entire trip cost me. Now it's never going to be the cheapest holiday out there once you consider the cost of the Channel Tunnel, the fuel costs from the UK to Germany and back again, hotel costs, how much it was to have a lap in the AMG GTR, and all the other costs involved with the trip away. So I'm going to go through exactly how much everything was to give you a good idea of how much it would cost you if you were going to go on it yourself. So now let's start with the very basics. For the Channel Tunnel we departed with a standard ticket. However, on the return ticket we opted for the Flexi Plus option. Flexi Plus allows you to essentially turn up whenever you like and board the next available train and queue jump. It also gains you access to the exclusive suite with fresh food and drink available. Due to the COVID situation, the suite was only offering basic sandwiches and crisps, so as you can see I grabbed a large bag of whatever I could. You have to get your money's worth. Next up, hotels. We stayed at Apex with their Deluxe Junior Suite, which was their most expensive at €140 per night. However, they do have slightly cheaper smaller rooms available. Then I paid for a taxi lap in the AMG GTR, which came in at €295. A lap in my own CLS63, which is €25 per lap. Petrol costs. Now petrol is slightly cheaper in Europe than it is in the UK, however that may have changed now since Brexit. I don't know the exact figure I paid, but I'm sure someone could work this out for me, but my car managed a respectable average of 26.3 miles per gallon over just under 1,000 miles. Not bad for a 5.5 litre bi-turbo V8. Okay, so that brings us to the end of part 2 of my Nurburgring adventure trip. Now I hope you enjoyed both videos as much as I did making them. If you're even a remote petrol head, you've got to nip to the Nurburgring sometime. Put it on your bucket list. The site is fantastic, whether you go on the track or not. Even if you're just in the area, just the whole vibe of it, the people you see and the cars, everywhere you look, it's amazing. You know, Lamborghinis, Porsches, the whole lot. I thoroughly recommend going. So if you want to see any more videos like this, consider clicking on that subscribe button and click on the bell icon so you're notified as soon as I upload new videos and content. And if you haven't done already, please click on that like button. It does help the channel grow. As always, thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, cheers.